Hey everyone, so in today's video just wanted to give everybody a quick heads up for anybody who's seen one of my previous videos where basically I detailed some of the Apple Watches and Apple cases that I had ordered from AliExpress. Obviously with the Apple Watch having been released, the Series 6, and the new braided loop bands that were actually put out by Apple. Now from Apple Direct, these cost £100 each. So obviously, if anybody's out there using any of these apps over DHgate, AliExpress, you'll no doubt know that obviously you can get it for a lot cheaper by coming to these sort of apps. And basically, I just want to give everybody a heads up in terms of what I've already noticed. Now, I have ordered various bands, and what I'll do is I'll link down below the previous video that I actually made with all of the bands that I've already received. Now, there were, at the time when I actually ordered these were before the Series 6 actually came out. So, knowing that obviously they will still fit, I ordered various bands, sport bands, the Sport Loop, and a few other leather and silicone bands. But obviously, the braided loop and the solo loop. So, the solo loop is the normal silicone one, that's the one that's just plain and basically is a lot more stretchy than compared to any normal silicone band, but it's an all-in-one. So there's no buckle, there's no fastening, there's nothing like that. The braided loop is obviously the one that you see in these sort of pictures, and what I'll do is, as you can see from these sort of listings, if you just search for braided solo loop, you'll get a lot of listings and you'll get sort of various prices as well. And the thing that I wanted to point out was, I think it was this one. So yeah, so this is the one. So what we do is, whenever you're searching on AliExpress, when it comes to something like this, you need to be very careful about reading the description and checking the specifications as well. So sometimes your item description will be the best bet, and this straight away gets alarm bells ringing, because at first glance that looks fine. These look like braided loops, but if you actually zoom in on the picture, what you'll notice is there is no gap between the sort of braids. The reason for that is basically this isn't a braided loop. This is basically what you see here. So it's literally just silicone loops. So basically a solo loop band that they've basically put a pattern into. So the colors that you see will probably be very similar to those ones. So you've got your white, your black, your pink, your blue, sort of grey, burgundy, sort of lightish red, the green, the yellow, and then that's probably your product red one. Now, sometimes, obviously, in this one, in this item description part, that's where basically, if with their listings, generally, if you can have a lot of detail, it'll be either in item description or it'll literally just be down on the advert itself. But what you want to do is come into specifications as well. Now, just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if you look at the fifth one down, band materials type, and it clearly says silicon. Now, that's not what you want to see. So if I come out of that one, so that one's priced £4.89. If I come into the one that's priced £11.05, and this, I believe, yeah, you can see from the heart just there, that this is the one that I actually ordered from. Now, there has actually been a change since I actually placed my order. And first thing I'll do is I'll show you what that change is. So now, when it comes to band width, you have small, medium, and large, and then you literally just have your sizing. So this is the actual seller, and this is the actual listing that I purchased mine from. However, as you'll notice, it doesn't have the 1 through till 9 in terms of the sizing. They've changed it to small, medium, and large, which firstly, that's a problem, because with the braided loop, a proper braided loop, you're not going to be able to just go with the old style of sizing. So you can't just use a small, medium, or a medium or large, or if they have 3 listings, small, medium, large, then that's not going to work, because if you get the really small one, it's going to be way too tight and it's going to put a lot of pressure on your wrist. The whole point of the braided loop is that it almost feels like you don't have the watch on your wrist, because you have to get it perfect. And I got lucky with mine. I measured mine with a tape measure and ordered it with the watch, obviously the one that I got, the blue one with the watch, and it's basically perfect. And when you have that on, It's not, there's not too much pressure, so it's not squeezing your arm, but it's not loose either, and that's basically how you want it. That's why you need the 9 sizes that you have listed on the Apple Store app. Whereas obviously looking at this, small, medium, large, personally I think that's an issue. The other thing you want to check in here is if you come into the same bit, so specifications, as you'll see, same thing, fourth one down on this one, band material type. As you can see, it says fabric. That's what you want to actually see. So if we come into the actual item description, as you can see, this seller's got a lot more information. But if we just look there, I'll take it right to the top. So material, recycled yarn, silicone silk. So it's still not probably the exact same material, but as you can see, this does actually have a sort of braid to it. So it's not, that's these images are obviously taken straight from some sort of generic sort of images probably that Apple's produced. So these ones probably won't be the product itself. So you can see from that structure there that you can see that these are individual fibers that are actually twisted together to create the braid. And basically this blue one is basically what I have that came with my watch. If we scroll up and we look at their version, as you can see, firstly it's got a sort of sheen to it, and what you'll notice from any of the genuine ones is that they're all matte. The actual material is very matte. It doesn't matter which color you look at, they're not going to have any type of sheen or shine to the actual braid. And it's similar thing on the blue, similar thing on the pink, green, and I think there was another colour, but they've probably just not got it listed here. So there are a couple of things. Now, this seller as I say, once again, this still only got the sort of 100, the sizing in terms of these ones, so 138 mil through till 158. That's 20 millimeters difference. So that to me is not going to work. Now, when I actually ordered mine originally, this seller and there was one other seller, that they were the only ones that actually had it listed. And if we just come out and we come to my account and we go to shipped or not shipped, as you'll see from the actual listing, it says red 42 or 44, so that's the size, and then it says +5. The +5 is the actual band size, in accordance with what Apple actually had listed. So if we come into shop here and I go to Apple Watch and we scroll down a little and we go to Apple Watch bands, and let's find the braided loop. Yeah, so these are the braided loops. So once you actually click into these, as you can see, so you click on 44 and then you've got sizing. So you've got 4 the smallest, 12 the biggest. So this is what you need. So you need the actual sizing in order to get it just right. And 5 was the one that I think it was either 5 or 6, the one that I went with. I can't remember exactly. I think it would have been a 5. And the only reason I got that so bang on was because obviously I've measured it using a manual tape measure. But as you can see, if we take a look at all of the images here, they'll all be matte. There won't be no shine to that, and that's pretty much the same picture that they've stolen for the adverts on AliExpress. But yeah, so if we come back and if we search again, as you can see, there's very few listings, if any, that actually have the sizes listed correctly now. And basically what I did was, when I initially ordered mine, I ordered it literally like maybe 2 or 3 days after the watches came out, and you had a lot of other listings. You had loads of different bands that you could order, but there was only actually 2 listings for the solo loop and the braided loop. I believe the solo loop, I literally just went with the small size, so the small, medium, large. I think I literally just ordered a few of the small ones, because with that, if it doesn't work out, I've got so many bands that it isn't really a big issue for me. But obviously, if other people are out there that are looking to order, then basically you need to find a listing that has the sizes listed correctly. Otherwise, more than likely, what you'll find is when these arrive, basically it's not the same thing. So basically, with the cases, as I mentioned in that previous video, sometimes what you get with phone cases is the phone case itself is manufactured in the same factory. So you're not actually buying a replica or a knockoff product. You're actually buying the same product. It just won't come in the packaging that the manufacturer actually puts together. Whereas with these look, if it's made in this sort of sizing where you've got small, medium, large, then that's a completely different product. And if that is basically going to be as stretchy as the original ones or the genuine ones, then you'll find that it's either going to grip your arm too tight or it'll be too loose. And both of those are no good. It defeats the purpose of having the braided loop, because the whole point of this particular band style is that it's the comfort. It's that feeling of where it's on. It's never tight. Basically, you can adjust it. You can literally roll it probably a third way up your arm, and it will still feel comfortable. Whereas if you did that with any other band type, it would be putting a lot of pressure on your arm, and basically it'd be gripping your arm so tight that basically you wouldn't want to leave it there for a very long time. So yeah, that's it. I literally just wanted to give everybody a heads up on that, because I did have a few comments on that original video of people basically saying that they're looking to order it from either Vova or AliExpress or DHgate, or obviously there's loads of other apps out there, Wish, and there'll be other ones out there as well that you can basically order from China, from Shenzhen market, and get these products a lot cheaper. But obviously be aware that what you're going to be getting, if it's listed in this particular way, is not going to be anywhere near the original product. So obviously if these are these are basically a tenth of the price. So you wouldn't expect to be getting the actual packaging. You won't expect to get the same product, but by buying some of these, you might actually be getting something so bad that your opinion of the actual product might change. So you might look at it and think, oh, Apple are ripping you off by charging £100 for it. They probably are. It's probably still not worth £100, but I can guarantee you it'll probably be worth a lot more than what the feel of something like this would give you, because as you can see, these ones are literally just the normal silicone ones, pressed with a pattern. So that's nothing like what the genuine one's going to be. So yeah, hopefully this video helps some of you guys out. What I will try and do is I'll try and compile a list of any listings that I can actually find, any sellers that are actually selling something close to the genuine item where you can actually choose your size. Only issue with that is a lot of the sellers, they tend to pop up and disappear again. So obviously with any links that I do put in the description below, if they're not working, then more than likely that's probably the case, where basically they've started up for a little while, they've either not had any traction or they've not been able to actually source the product, because a lot of sellers, what they will do is they'll list the products, but once they actually get a lot of demand incoming, they find that they can't actually keep up with demand, and basically they'll just the shop just disappears. So I'll do my best to find some links for you guys, and basically put them in the description below. But as I say, you check out the other video where I detailed some of the other bands that I did order, and I do still have loads of other bands and cases for the iPhone 12s coming as well, so obviously look out for those. If you haven't already done so, please do subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon, that way you won't miss any of my videos. And also another last final thing, just make sure that notifications are actually enabled on your phone. YouTube actually made a thing of adding in analytics for how basically the percentage of people that are subscribed and also have notifications on, but don't actually have push notifications enabled for the YouTube app, and that's actually 10%. So I believe on my channel it's around 260 odd people that have actually done that. So they've turned on, they've subscribed, they've turned on notifications, but 10% of those don't actually have push notifications enabled on the YouTube app, so they don't actually benefit from the notifications. So obviously make sure that you are subscribed, make sure that you do hit that bell icon, and also just turn on push notifications for the YouTube app, and then hopefully you won't miss out on any new videos coming. Thank you very much for watching.